Yep, thanks for the reminder. It is a recorded session, and all of you will get a recording afterwards, and it will also be uploaded on our YouTube channel as well. All right, guys, so thank you so much for joining in today. This session is about proposals, about how to create winning proposals, and how to do that using x.doc, our newest proposal tool on the block. So we have Sahil, you have any opening comments?
Yeah, just wanted to welcome everyone. And the reason we played the Rocky song is that's what our x.doc tool is like. It's the new kid on the block, but it's gonna crush all the tools there. It's gonna be the best proposal tool you've used so far, and you'll see how quickly you will close your deals. I'm excited to just get into the slides and to the demo.
Awesome, guys. So this session, we have a promise to make, and we promise you 3 things in this session. After this session, you can be assured that you will know how you can increase your sales by 10x using x.doc. That's our first promise for today. Second promise, how you can increase efficiency of your entire sales process. The entire process, there's tremendous learning coming ahead. It's not just going to be a boring demo. We're just going to go through all the tech stuff. We're going to teach you the framework, which is a proven framework for making more sales using proposal tools. We're going to talk about that, and how you can, the most important thing, how you can reduce inaccuracies in your proposal, how you can save more money, how you can make sure you're not sending inaccurate estimates. So this will be your 3 biggest takeaways after this session, and we promise that this is going to happen. All right.
So that's a little bit about us. So Vib, I would like to ask you this, and I would want you to tell the audience, you've been a sales guy your whole life. What is your take on the industry, and especially in terms of how you close sales, and what's the value and the importance of proposals?
Absolutely. So Sahil, I've spent over 15 years just doing sales. I'm still doing sales. I do a lot more now than just sales, but sales has always been a very huge part of my life. Started off working as a systems integrator, and then moved on to work for manufacturers. Have handled millions of dollars in sales of hardware, specifically in audiovisual hardware. And it is so very important, how you present your proposals, how you create your proposals, how easy you make it for your customers to access them. So all the knowledge which I have accumulated over these years, over the last 15 years, and apart from that, all the 4 years plus we've been working in just software proposals industry. Over the years, we have done a lot of research and development. We have gone through hundreds of proposal softwares which are available, best of the best stuff, and we've come up with a framework. We come up with a tool which kind of comprises of everything which we have learned over the years. So that's the domain expertise. And then we have Sahil, who's a tech wizard. He's worked for some of the huge big tech giants. So I'll let him introduce, give a little bit about his experience and how we used his experience and my experience to build this whole platform, not just x.doc, but the entire XTEN-AV platform.
Yeah, thanks for the wonderful intro, Vib. So people who don't know both of us or just me, I started my career as in tech, and I've been in Silicon Valley my whole life. I worked for Apple, Cisco, and HP in the past, and that's where I come from. Technology is all what people talk about, software, and how to just create something new, how to solve problems, and that's what's been my mission. And then me and Vib, we fused our expertise, our knowledge together, and then we created, with the help of our wonderful team, we created this tool. And as most of you know, we launched it in 2019. And since then, we've listened to our customers, done our research. We have created the tool that is actually valuable, that you use without all the unnecessary stuff. You get what you actually need. And you have our research and our expertise to support that. So we're very excited to show you today we're going to be focusing on the documentation, which is the proposal part. And it's not just proposal, it's a lot more than that. So this whole session is about that. And like we mentioned, we have promises that were made just right at the start of the session, and these aren't just words. You're actually going to see how we are going to show you these things and back these up with our tool, how each feature will help you achieve these things. So
yeah, even these slides which you see even the slides which you see right now are not created in any other third-party software. You're seeing them in x.doc. So that's just the beginning. So that was a bit of an intro about ourselves. And to start off, before the demo, the most important thing which we want to talk about today is success using proposals. So what is the framework? So when I said I have 15 years of experience and 4+ years of 15 years of sales experience and 4+ years of software experience doing proposal tools and a ton of research and development, or easily, millions of dollars spent in development of this new tool. So we've created this framework which is guaranteed for success. So if you follow this framework as part of your sales process when you're building proposals, you are guaranteed for success. And using these principles, is something which we have built our tool as well. We're calling it as the TAPAS framework. So TAPAS is an acronym using all these words, but it's easy to remember. So it's with T with double A, not just single A. So it's like the Spanish word tapas bar. A lot of you guys must be familiar with the tapas bar. And it is also an ancient Sanskrit word, which is tapasya, which means hard work and worship. So whichever you want to choose, you can choose. But remember, so the tapas framework, so these are track, access, accept, accurate, and speed. So what are these frameworks? So we're going to talk about briefly, me and Sahil, about these different aspects of building proposals using proposal tool, and how you can use these aspects, the TAPAS framework, to be really, really successful in doing proposals. So first one is tracking. So how many of you create, hundreds of proposals? Just give me, just drop in why. So you must be creating proposals. Just type in chat, you're creating a ton of proposals, maybe not 100, but a lot of them. If you're doing that, just type in yes. So we have someone typing it, Gautam Chandraramani, yes. So yeah. So I'm pretty sure 1500+ year Andy Nasser.
Oh wow, so, Joseph Dorsey, wow. That's a lot of proposals there.
Yeah, so you're creating ton and ton of proposals. So do you have an easy way of tracking all of them? Have you ever thought about it? We create proposals in different tools, different formats, and end of the day, many of them just get lost. So if you do not have a framework, if you do not have a process by which you can track each proposal, what stage it is in, well, when it's going to be delivered, or when it has been signed or viewed by the client, that's very important. That's the first and the most important thing. You can create tons of proposals, but if you can't keep a track of it, it's of no use. So the first one from TAPAS is track. The next one to Sahil.
Yeah, the next one is access. So a great way of getting a proposal to your client is not just sending it in an email. It's just not fun. You got to put in your client's hat and think, if they're getting proposals from everywhere, it gets lost in the email, or they open it, sometimes the file's corrupted, sometimes it's too heavy, it's painful. So the easier access you give to the client to view your proposal, the better the results you're going to see. Also, it looks more professional. So it's very important. All these little elements make a great proposal experience and the whole cycle that you're going to share with your client. So accessibility is a very important element. And
yeah, you gotta give easy access to your client. You can't send a 100 MB file as a PDF. It's going to be rejected by mail servers. You got to make it easy for them to access, and you got to make it easy. You got to make it device agnostic. It should be accessible on a phone. It should be accessible on their laptop. It should be accessible on their desktop, whatever device. So access is very important. How you make it accessible for them. Gone are the days of sending heavy PDF files. Trust me, if you're doing that, you're still lagging behind. We have a really modern way of doing, giving access to your proposal to the client. I'm going to show you today how that works. So the third one is acceptance. How do you make it easy for your client to accept? How many of you are still asking your clients to print and sign and scan? How many of you? Just let me know. I'd like to see how many of you. Yeah, just if you are, just drop in if you are. And there's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people, 95% of businesses still do that. 95% of businesses, 95% of businesses still do that. And you're not making it easy by doing that. When you do that, you're not making it easy for your client. You've got to make it easy for your client to accept your proposal. If your competitor is making it easy to accept, you are already losing. So acceptance is very important. How do you make it easy for acceptance? Digital signatures, you got to incorporate legally binding e-signature. Just send it off. They can sign it from any device. And that's something is built into XTEN. You don't even need to buy, I see
Andy Moss is saying, bye Adobe. Yeah.
Yep.
Indeed. So, why not?
So acceptance is very important. You've got to make it easy for your client to accept it. Next one present is Sahil.
So presentation, I mean, that's just proposals 101. I mean, you can make a really tacky looking proposal with bright, weird colors, designs that don't match what you're trying to do. It doesn't represent the business or the service correctly. Or if there's like hundreds of pages in the proposal, no one's got time for that. You know it. If you receive a proposal that's got 100 pages, how many of those pages are you gonna read or see? Probably the one which has pricing. That's it. And sometimes you might even just reject it because it's just too hard to find that page. So presentation is very, very important. You keep it precise. You give all necessary details, but at the same time, it's not too big. And everything is placed so strategically that when a person is going through your proposal, it doesn't lose interest. Every page gives him an excitement to go on the next page. And we're going to teach you how to do that using our tool.
Yep, presentation is very important. Yep, presentation is very, very important. Like Sahil mentioned, you've got to make sure that you're creating a great presentation like we are trying to right now using x.doc. So moving on to the next one is accuracy. So you don't want to lose money, right? If you make inaccurate estimates, you don't put your margins or markup calculations correctly, you don't do your labor calculations correctly, you're going to lose money. And if you're still stuck in Excel sheets for your calculations, God bless you. I would not say how many of you are still stuck in Excel sheet, because I know a lot of businesses still use Excel sheets. So you've got to move away from that. You've got to have Excel sheets are not that bad in terms of calculation, but you're doing your calculation in Excel, you're doing your presentation in Word. I mean, there's always chances for error. So accuracy is very important. You've got to make sure the tools that you're using, specifically the proposal tool which you're using, allows you to create as accurate proposals as possible, gives you an overview of all your costs and margins and markup and how much money you're going to make, so that you can make an informed decision before sending it off to the client. So accuracy. So we're going to show you how you can make really accurate proposals using x.doc.
I do have a real life example. One of my friend, he lost $1.3 million because the proposal was not accurate, and they had bid on it. They had to honor it. It was a government project. For legal reasons, I can't give details or the names, but they lost $1.3 million on that project. So imagine how important this element is.
So how many of you, we have over 70 people joining in today. How many of you have lost money on inaccurate estimates? Just let's be honest, guys. We are being candid here. I have lost money. I have lost. Andrew Grant said yes.
Andrew said all the time. Huh?
All the time. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Indeed.
Indeed. Yeah.
Yep.
Let us be honest. Yes, of course. It's hard to track.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so it is so very important. Probably the most important of all these elements is accuracy. You got to have a tool which allows you to create absolutely accurate estimates. And it's hard to track, I know, Andrew, but we're going to make sure it becomes easier using our tool. So next one,
right.
Then the last one.
Last one is speed. So, okay, you cannot ignore this. The quicker you jump onto something, the better results you get. So if I ever ask somebody for a proposal and he turns it around in few hours or a day, I don't get the idea that he doesn't have work. I actually feel like he is professional and he's honoring me as a customer. So when you do work with speed, and how could you do that? You could do that by not reinventing the wheel every single time. How do you do that? With templates. So you having wonderful templates that can just reuse all the time, and you can knock out proposals in like 10, 20 minutes, which you could have done in a worse way, you spending more time. So you can just imagine the speed that you're going to get with our tool. We're going to show you how. We'll get to that templates part when we get there, but this is very important, and you're going to see the importance of this when we show you, because there's more sub elements to it that you'll see how that's going to improve your speed and efficiency.
Yeah, speed and accuracy need to go hand in hand. You can't be too fast and inaccurate. So you've got to have balance, and that's where we focus on. So we have ways in our tool which allows you to create proposals at a lightning fast speed, and at the same point of time be accurate as well. And that takes, like Sahil mentioned, that takes that creates a big impression on the client. If you are sending your proposal and your client has to wait from your competitor to for a proposal for a week or a week after you have sent, obviously you have a higher chance of winning that deal. So and you're professional enough, you're fast enough, that already signals to the client that what kind of services you're going to provide in future. So guys, so that's the tapas framework. If you guys get it, just type in tapas in the chat box. If you get it, if you have questions around it, also type in. If you guys get the tapas framework, are you guys going to follow the tapas framework going forward or not? Just tell me yes, yay or nay, Y or N. If you get it, yes. If you don't get it, no. If you're going to follow it, yes. If you're not going to follow it, and just let us know. Okay, already Y. Tapas.
Sure.
Excellent.
Perfect. Web, that's some audience right there. I can definitely see everyone pumped up.
Awesome. Wow. Everyone is already saying tapas.
Surprisingly, I do recognize a lot of these names. So a lot of these people are already our customers. So that's great.
Yep, guys, just type in tapas. And there's one more promise which you're going to deliver today. If any of you have any doubts that the features which we're going to show you today are existing in any other proposal software in our industry, we are putting our necks on the line and saying that they do not exist. Certain features which we have, which we're going to show you today. So just hang in there. And the tapas framework. So it is destined for success. Once you follow this tapas framework, you're going to have a highly successful sales. You can build processes around it. You can train your sales teams around it, and it's bound to increase your revenue by 10x at least, if not by 100x, if you follow this rigorously, religiously. If you just, when you're building your proposals, you keep these 6 elements, the tapas framework in your mind, you are destined for success. And this has come after a ton of research. We might also actually publish a study on this, because we've put in so much. We can write an article about it and get it peer reviewed as well. So because there's a lot of research has gone into this. All right, so it seems like every one of you really like tapas. Thank you so much. So let's move on, and it's going to talk about one case study. So it's not like it's all talk and no meat. We have enabled our customers over the years with our proposal tool and have made them highly successful. So one such case study is from a customer named Thomas from Atlas. So they were using all kinds of different tools, staggered tools like Excel sheets, Word, shared drives for sharing, keeping their documents. And it was a mess. They weren't able to track their documents. They weren't able to close enough sales because there was no tracking. The customers didn't used to like how the presentation of their proposals were. So they switched on to our proposal tool, and the result was amazing. That's what Thomas says. X.doc became his lifeblood. We've sent over 900 proposals, and that's just in 6 months. And dealers started commenting that proposals look nicer, cleaner, and easy to read. The sales conversion most important thing, the sales conversion got up by 50%. That's a lot. If you just imagine if you're turning around 900 proposals and 50% increase in your conversion, that is an awesome figure which has been achieved, and that has been achieved using our proposal tool X.doc. So earlier, like I said, using Excel, Word, shared drives, there was no way to track. So it's a massive upgrade. Overall, I would say we would have an efficiency increase of over 100%. So, and there are dozens and dozens of people, hundreds of people who have achieved that. And there is another thing which plays in a role. So we're not just a proposal tool. We are also design and engineering software. We are a full AI-powered design engineering proposal platform. So we replace a ton of different software that you've been using with just one single platform. So it increases efficiency, it reduces costs. So that's the crux of it. So some of the challenges I've already spoke about. I'll let Sahil expand on it a little bit more.
Yeah, so the next section that you see, the challenges and the solutions. So on the left-hand side, these are very common tools people use for their proposals, and then some maybe for design. So like some people do their calculations in Excel, and then they write their content sometime in words, and then sometimes they put that in a PowerPoint and send out a proposal. And of course, inaccuracies are achieved. Speed is slow. There's no tracking. And then sometimes they share it with using Google Drive, which has its own problems sometimes, having Gmail account and all that. And then sometimes you have to put all that in DocuSign, which isn't fun. And then you pay for, of course, DocuSign. And all of this is just like 10 different softwares you use just to knock out a proposal, and then the softwares don't talk to each other, and you manually have to cut, paste everything, just send out one proposal. It just feels like a Herculean task just to send out one proposal. So when something like this, when I personally have to do something like this, my day starts like, oh, God's sake, I got to do a proposal today. We make sure that your proposal day is fun. So using X.doc, you just forget about doing all of these things that you were doing manually. Forget paying for all those software that you've been paying. So you have this one tool that will take care of everything and will show you all the features that using them, you'll achieve this. So all the tools on the left-hand side, just forget about them when you do your proposal. You don't need them for your proposal. Those tools are great for what they do. They're not meant for your proposals. And we have this proposal tool, and it's skinned for AV industry and others as well. And it's not just proposals you can do. There's so many other things that you can do. Yeah, so that's the left side, our challenge, and right side solution. Joseph Dorsey, do you have case studies you can share with us later? Your features remove need for other applications. Absolutely, Joe will share some more case studies with you.
Yeah, we do have a full testimonial sections which is dedicated to the proposal users. We do have case studies as well, which we can share. And all the features which you just spoke about, so that's the next thing which you're going to do. So we're going to show you all the features which we have just spoken about. So let me pull up my others. Yeah, let's just start with a quick demo. We don't want to bore you with the demo, so just wanted to keep it interesting. So that's why we talked about the framework and what has gone behind making this tool and what it really takes for you to be successful using it. So let me share my screen again. Okay, so many of you would have already seen x.doc if you're x10AV if you're already a user. This is the dashboard. Now we have this new button called x.doc, so you can start creating a new proposal or a new document within x.doc. Or you can start off in the same old way. You can, if once you create a design in XDraw, from there you can convert it into a proposal as well. So once you do that, so you get onto XDoc, click on XDoc, it will open up the XDoc dashboard. Is it only web-based? Yes, it's a fully cloud-based platform. So all you need is a web browser and an internet connection. It is device agnostic, works on Windows, Mac, or even Linux as well if you have a web browser in it. So this is the XDoc dashboard. So this is where, when we talked about the tracking part, this is where the tracking takes place. So you can create different kinds of document. XDoc is not just about proposals. You can create RFPs, you can create contracts, you can create agreements. So we call these as tags. And either within each tag, you can create a new document and track its journey, the journey of the entire document from draft to when it has been signed and accepted. Or if you want to make tags for different customers, so let's say you have 5, 6 different customers for whom you create you create a lot of proposals. So instead of different types of documents, these could be different customers, and you can manage all your proposals for different customers in different tags in here. So how it works is, so when you start a document, it remains in draft. So there are certain things that you can do in draft. There are a ton of actions, like if you have a team, you can send it to a manager, you can send it to your coworker, you can check the activity logs, and there are a bunch of other things. You can put it in archive if you want to clean this view. So there are a bunch of editing, a bunch of actions that you can do here. So on these cards, you'll get the name of the proposal, the value of the proposal ID, and which group it has been created in. So you can also manually move these cards if you wish to, like this, or you can let them flow naturally as well. So when you send it off to a client, it automatically moves into sent. When the client views your proposal, it automatically moves into viewed. When they sign and accept, all the parties sign and accept, it automatically moves into accepted. So you have both the ways. So either you can move it manually, or you can get it done automatically as it moves through the entire journey of the document. So to start a new proposal, either you can go inside view templates and view all the templates which already exist, or just click on create new. So this is one of the best parts. So we have prefabricated hundreds of templates with a lot of content inside it. We've spent a ton of money in getting these designed with some of the best design elements, colors, schemes, and everything is coordinated. It is absolutely as per the best industry standards in terms of UI and UX. So instead of bothering about creating something from scratch, you can use any of these to build your own template and save it as your own style under my templates. And then next time when you start, you can use that as your starting point. However, you can also start from scratch if you want a blank slate, you want to design everything you want, you can do that pretty easily. And specifically, so these are probably 100 plus templates you'll see in here. However, we have, since all of you, I'm assuming most of you are from the audiovisual industry, residential or commercial, we have very specific audiovisual templates also prefabricated, pre-built, including residential, all kinds of commercial as well. So you can preview the contents inside of each template, as you can see. Let me just pull up another one, this one. So let's say it's a Zoom room template. So as you can see, it's a single page scrollable document. So you don't have to click on each section to view this. And this functionality is unique only to XTEN, only to XDoc. There is no other proposal tool in this industry, in audiovisual industry, which is a single page scrollable document, not just in the preview mode, but even in the editing mode. So I'm going to show you. So this is a template. We have the drawings also included in it. The BOM is also included. Pricing is there. We also have a sign off page. So if you like the contents inside, you can click on use. And just before that, something which I'm going to talk about is variables. So what are variables? Variables are bits of text specifically related to your customer, which are repeated throughout the document, like your customer's first name or last name. It could be your organization information as well, like your organization name, your phone number. So a lot of the times, let's say you create a template and you don't want to manually fill up those details every time you start a new document. That just kills time, right? So we have this concept of variables where you can assign variables at different places. And every time you start a new proposal, you just select which customer you want to send this to, and it will automatically fetch that information from our databases, which you store yourself, and then it will build the entire document for you. Don't trust me, let me show it to you how that works. So you click on use this template and give it a name. Select which group you want to create it for. Most of you would, if you're just a small account, you can just have one default group. Then you select which customer you want to send this to. So it will fetch the list of all your accounts which you saved on X10. We also integrate with third-party softwares like Zoho, QuickBooks, HubSpot, Solutions 360, and a couple more. And there are many coming up. Salesforce, the biggest one, Salesforce.
The biggest one.
So yeah, you can fetch all that accounts and contact information via the API integration which you have. Now you've got the document name, the client details put in. If you do not have a client details stored, you can create it on the spot as well. So you don't need to store them beforehand. You can create it right away while you're building a new proposal, and then you click on create. Now what this will do is it will add on all the places which are marked as variables, the information from the data which you've saved, and those places will be highlighted in yellow. So as you can see, this is the client name and the client organization name or user organization name. And the most important thing is, as you can see, it's a single page scrollable document. Tell me a single software in our industry which allows you to build a proposal on a single page scrollable document. There is none. We've done a lot of research. There are a few outside of our industry, but there is no proposal tool in our industry which allows you to do a single page scrollable document. You can even do a full screen and you can just edit on the fly, and this is basically what you see is what you get, right? We have someone in the chat. I'm not pretty sure, Nick, what you just said, because I have done my research. There is no single page scrollable document which allows you to do the editing on the fly. Anyways, I could be wrong, but this is far, far, far advanced. Let me show you some of the other features which you can do in here. So apart from the editing, which you see here, there are a ton of things which you can do. You can add new sections. You can add a custom section, which could be a static section or a page flow. Now, static section is something, if you're just going to add a single page, that's just one page section. If you're going to add a page flow, basically, if you're copy pasting multi-page content, a 10 or 15 page content from a Word file or PDF, it will automatically adjust it into different pages. So that's also pretty unique. This feature is very, very unique to XTEN-AV or x.doc. So you can add more sections. You can change the order of these sections very easily. And you can change the names of these sections as well. And in terms of editing, like I said, it's very simple. You just click on each element and you get a ton of editing actions in here for each element. Like for images, you can do like things like opacity. You can do rounded corners. You can do border padding and stuff like that, and change color and all of that. So you can make really, really nice looking document. You can send an element towards the last of the page or bring it in increments towards the front of the page. So all of these features we've picked up from some of the leading design tools like Figma and Adobe and all. So we put in a lot of effort to make sure you get a ton of editing options, like you can change background color of each page if you wish to. All of that is very easy and simple to do. And yeah, and then to add any new element, so on any of the pages, all you got to do is click on add element, and then you get an option to add a text box, image, PDF, signatures. Signatures are, by the way, digital signatures. So these are legally binding e-signatures, which I'm going to show you how that works. And shapes as well. So shapes are basically, you know, the circles, rectangles, and line, and you can create. So we've created these graphics using shapes within our tool. So these templates have been created using all the design elements, which I just showed you, all of these. So let's say, let me show you, let's say I want to add shape. I want to design a footer. So what I can do is something like this towards the bottom of the page. And let's say I want to change the color for this. Let's say, let's make it a little less. And let's say you added it in here, and then let's keep it as blue only. And let's say I want to add a company logo as well. So let's say go under images. So I can upload images and store them. So this is my image, and I drop it and I resize it. And so first of all, let me just, there is this element called repeater. So any element which you have on your proposal tool, on your document, you can just mark it as a repeater. And let's say I want to mark the logo as a repeater as well, and it will automatically be added on all the pages. So isn't that cool? So you don't need to manually add on every page. So you can do this for all the elements which exist on your document. So this is true for shapes, images, PDF, text boxes, and all of that. And it's very easy. You select where you want to add, and you mark the location and just drop in there, and it'll automatically add. And there are some really easy editing features. Just click on delete and delete it. You can also duplicate an element very easily. Just click on duplicate element and duplicate it for you, or just click on delete. So the editing and design features are just mind-blowing, as you can see. It just makes life so much easier in terms of you know, creating really, really beautiful looking documents. Yeah, and you can then, once you've done the changes, you can save it as a template. So let's say I mark it as x.doc webinar template. Click on save. And so next time I'll go under my templates, I will find my x.doc new template in here. So I just, now I can, all the settings which you've done will be saved in here. Okay, so we have a question in here. I see that you have construction templates. Yeah, we do have some construction templates built in, like that. Those are like generic construction industry-based templates which are there. Okay, and then the most important thing, how you can do sign-offs and digital signatures. So add an element, click on signature. So now you can add signees, internal or external, or if you've already saved in your account, they will show in here. So you can first sign off for your client, put in the place where the client needs to sign, mark it, and add a place where you would like to sign from your organization. You can do full signatures or even initials as well. And that's it. So now the proposal is ready.
And just to add to that, even signatures, you can make those repeater if you want them on every page. Yep. Also, the signatures don't need to be one-on-one. I mean, your receiving parties could be multiple people that need to sign. So just like you would do in any leading signature software like DocuSign or Adobe, you could have multiple people sign it, and it will complete that whole cycle. Sorry, go ahead now.
Yeah, so Yep. So you can preview this before sending off to the client. This is the view how the client's going to see it. They can access it in a web browser. They don't need to download a PDF. However, we do have an option by which you can download a PDF and send it off to a client in an email. But we highly recommend that you don't do that and send it off in as a URL, because it becomes a lot easier. The URL, it does not need to be downloaded, heavy files and all. Can open up even on phones and all. It's simple and easy. So once you like what you have created, you can then quickly go under actions and click on review and submit. And this is where you can mark a copy to yourself or blind copy to others, mark the subject and the content inside. If you don't want to do this, you can just copy the URL and go back into your email. Just copy the URL, and you can just copy the URL in your email like this. And once the client clicks on it, this is how it's going to appear to them. So
Web, you would have to change your browser because you're already logged in.
Right, I know. Okay, so do we have any questions? I hopped on late. Please provide the link to the webinar so I can watch what I missed. Yes, we will do that, Deb. Okay, are there any other questions? Does it auto resize to mobile devices? Yes, it is optimized for mobile, even for tablets. How you can my template be shared with others with my company? That's a really good question. So any template which you create, you have an option to share, and you can, one second, you can share it with other groups within your organization. And you can mark it as default. So if there's just one group within your organization, everyone in that group gets it. And if you mark it as default, everyone will know that this is a default template and that has been shared. So they'll get an email notification that this has been shared. Are the edits in x.doc live, or do you have to save? That's another very good question. My apologies, I forgot to tell you. So everything is auto save. That's one of the biggest and the greatest feature of x.doc. So if you'll see on the top left corner here, if I do any changes, it will automatically save it. So let's say that I remove M in here and it says saved successfully. So it's auto save. So you don't need to worry about losing your work. So whatever you save, it automatically be, whatever you work on will automatically be saved. But however, we have the way by which you can undo and redo stuff, just like you would do in any other regular editing software. Are there any more questions? Can you collaborate with another team member in real time? I don't know what you mean. You can share a proposal with a team member, and they can work on it, and then they can send it back to you. So that's possible. So if I go back to the x.doc dashboard, there's an option while you're working in draft stage, you can share it with a coworker, select with whom, if you have people in your team, you'll get a drop down, you'll get a name in the drop down, and they'll be able to see what you have created and also do editing. And then they can comment back to you and you can make the changes. Okay. One of the biggest issues with the current software is I use is auto saving. Oh, okay. Can you explain a little bit more?
So I feel Robert's saying I believe Robert's saying that he doesn't like auto saving. Robert, trust me, we deal with thousands of customers, and not having something auto save, that's usually a complaint. Yeah. And you always have the undo and redo button. So in case you do something that doesn't fit right, there's undo and redo buttons.
So we've had experiences where people have worked for hours on a document, on a drawing and a document, and they didn't save it, and all of a sudden something happens and everything is gone. And then and the blame comes on XTEN-AV that you didn't save it. So and that happens all the time. That happens all the time. So that's why, before sending off to the client, you can proofread everything, it's all there. It's not going to send itself to the customer. You can proofread before you send anything. And trust me, once you start working in this as compared to any other tool, you'll see all the differences.
Okay. So he's saying, no, I like auto-saving. So, okay, I think I misunderstood. The current software I use has a text area that you must click outside to save. If you refresh without clicking outside. Okay, so okay, so you're happy. Okay, great.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we're on the same. We're on the same page.
You made us nervous, Robert. So, can you and Sahil work on the same proposal at the same time? Like if he's working on the scope of work page, you're working on sign. No, that's not possible. We don't really want to do that because that can create confusions. So maybe you can, Sahil. You can. People can work
probably. You probably can, but I think it's just not recommended because you might be editing each other's work. So we just tell people
it is actually technically possible. Technically, it's possible. Technically, it's possible. Two people can work on the same document on different pages, but we don't recommend it because you never know what's gonna. But if you can manage it, it's up to you.
Yeah,
it's technically
works for you, then sure.
So so far we've seen the tracking aspect, Sahil, on the dashboard, how you can track and manage. There's another very important thing. There is activity logs, which is again part of the tracking. So every time a document is seen by the client, accepted by the client, the log is kept. When it is signed by the client, the log is kept by the system, and those logs you can see as well. So before I see you how the signing works, there are a couple of more really important things which we need to cover, which is the areas and item section. So we've covered tracking part, how you can track your document proposals and manage them. And then when we have covered the access part, which is basically the URL based access, which we showed you, how you make it easier for your client. We can touch base on that coming on.
Ben Dyer is saying what happens if you're offline and lose internet access. So that's where auto saving comes into play, which is great. So it will save until it was auto save, which is pretty real time. So most likely you will not lose anything.
Can the same person have same proposal open in multiple windows? Yes, you can open
multiple windows of the same browser. Yeah.
Yep. You can do that. You just have to click on open in a new tab, and that's possible. When you send a document to the customer, do you get a notification once he views it? Yes, you get an email notification once the client views the document. So you get a notification over email. Once they sign it, you get a notification. At every stage, there's a notification. That's why the tracking part comes in to the picture.
And then there's recall feature. So if you send a document to a customer, but then you wanted to cancel it, there's a recall feature. So when you recall a document, even then all parties involved get a notification that this document has been voided and that URL becomes ineffective and it's just voided. It will not access anything. So yeah, all parties even get notifications for that as well. Is it possible to upload picture?
Yeah, I just showed you how you can upload pictures. Even and the other document which I just created, the presentation which I just showed you in the beginning, all the images and all, I can show it to you again. Let me share my full screen, and you can see in here. What you see here, it is x.doc only. It's in a full screen mode. So all the pictures and everything which I've created, even these frameworks, everything has been created inside of x.doc. So as you can see, all the sections are in here. This was not a PPT software which I was using. This was x.doc. So yes, you can add your images and everything, logos and everything is highly flexible. So coming back, so now the most important part, which is the accuracy part, how accurate your proposal need to be. So on every proposal, you have the areas and item section, which is where you'll get to see all the items in your BOM. You can make it a summary based or individual room based BOM as well. And then you can pick and choose under show high details what you want to show to the client. Let's say you don't want to show, you want to do an individual item price, so you can do a lump sum price. let's say you don't want the image in there, so you can just do save, and then it will, real time make the changes for you. And let me bring back the images because it looks nice. And then it's a lump sum price, and I've not added labor yet, so I can add labor as well and can choose to show labor or not. So let's say I want to remove this as well. So I can do like a lump sum price. And then if I need to work on my margin markup and everything else, I need to click on areas and items.
So guys, what you were seeing right now, yeah, so what you were seeing right now, all that editing part, that's like the front of the proposal. And now we're on the backbone of the proposal where you have all your settings. You can play around with all the numbers and all those geeky stuff, which is for accuracy. And also, people who have just typed in a few questions, just hang on a little bit. Let us get through this part because this is very important, and then we'll answer your questions.
Yep.
Sorry, go ahead, Wib.
So yeah, so this is your worksheet. So this is where you can work on your pricing. So you can choose to work either on margin or markup for each item. So these are the items in your BOM. These are automatically transferred when you send a design into a proposal, or you can, if you start from scratch, you can just search and add items from the library as well. So you can just search and add items from the library directly into the BOM and work on the pricing of the BOM as well. So let's say I'm working on markup. So I apply a markup on each item. By the way, we offer free catalog or database management service. So all of you who are online, this is something which I want to categorically make you understand is you can send us your product list, your price sheets, and we will build your entire catalog absolutely free of cost. And it could be hundreds and thousands of products. For a customer, we manage around 200,000 products as well as part of their library. All you've got to do is whenever you get a new price change, price update, you send us the new PDF, and our team will add those pricing and notify to you that this has been added. So this is an absolutely free of cost service, database management. As part of, we have a separate page called My Library. This is where you can manage it yourself, or you can leave it to us. Our data team can do it for you absolutely free of cost. So once you've got your cost prices in here, you add your margin, you get your selling price. Now, there are 3 ways of doing labor. So the first one, which I'm going to show you right now, is a per item based labor, on which you basically can do labor per item, which means you predefine your labor heads like training, installation, testing, programming. You predefine your cost to the company, cost to the client. And all you've got to do is just add hours for each product and click on save and close. And it will calculate the labor for that particular product. And you can do it for each product. Now, there are easier ways to do it. You can also save for each product. You can save the labor as well, so you don't have to manually do it. So this is per item labor. Let me show you how you can manage it under your global account settings. So if you go under your account, you click on settings, you click on, let me open it up in a new tab. And then we have these x.doc settings, the labor settings. So the first one which you see is per item labor. So this is where you can set a global standard, like for each item in your BOM, all the heads it's going to apply: training, installation, testing, programming. You can add more as well, whatever you need. You can delete the default ones. And there is a revolutionary way by which you can save a ton of time, so you don't have to manually do it again and again. You want to know how? It's very simple. You click on manage labor. And once you go inside manage labor, it will open up a new page. And this is where you can search each and every product you have in your library. And then you can apply the hours for each product in your library. You click on save. So every time you add a middle Atlantic rack DWR 1017 PD, the labor is going to be $820, will automatically be added to your BOM. Now you're saying, I'm going to do it for all the products. And, it's going to take a ton of time if I have like 20,000 products in my library. Easier way. So you can go inside quick update and you can select, brands. Let's say I select BIAM, I select QSC, and I select DSP. And then I apply these. So every time I add a BIAM or QSC DSP, these values will automatically apply. So this way you can categorize and select as per the brands, and you can do labor. So you don't have to manually do it for each and every product. So you can do it as per categories, as per brands as well. That makes life a lot easier, I assume. So that's guys, that's the per item based labor. So once you are in the per item mode, you will see you even get a full labor breakdown. So you're getting the total cost for programming, testing, commissioning, installation, what's the cost to the client, cost to the company, gross margin amount, profit, everything. You get all the details if you're working in per item labor. Now, if you don't want to work in per item labor, there are other ways as well. So let me show you the other one. So there is an overall method. So overall method is basically you don't want to apply labor on each item on the BOM. You just want to put a lump sum amount for installation, testing, commissioning, programming, boarding, lodging, whatever heads you want. So for that also, we have a way by which you can do that. Let me open up another proposal which has that way. Sahil, you can take some questions in the meanwhile.
Yeah, I just wanted people to not lose track of what they're looking at because the labor was very important.
We do. Right. So we have, overall labor. We do have automatic pricing updates from over 200 manufacturers as well. But trust me, we've been working a long time with the manufacturers. They are not really great in updating their pricing. So we always recommend that you be in control of your own pricing. So
yeah,
let's say
that was for me.
Okay, so this is the overall method. So you will see under advanced, you will get these separate heads for admin, engineering, project management, staging, commissioning, and all. And once you go inside the proposal editor and under pricing breakdown, you will find all of these different heads added separately into your document. So that's the overall method. We do have another method, which is basically the custom method. So if you have an entirely different way of doing labor, so you can do it in a custom way. So let me show that to you how that works. So we have custom labor. So custom labor works very differently. So you will have a new section added for you at the bottom here, where you can add for each room type. You can do it for each room type or summary based, and you can add different heads for, let's say for room 1, you have testing, installation, commissioning. Room 2, you can have different heads, and you can add separate labor items, hourly rate, and this will be a completely different way. You can do number of hours, margin, markup, everything you can do in one place. So that's the custom way of doing labor. So and then you have a ton of other settings, like you can apply a single tax. You can if you're in the United States, you can apply a state tax using a zip code. You can do discounts. You can do shipping percentage or amount. The labor settings I've already talked about. You can do a room-wise labor as well. If you're outside of the US, you can choose a different spelling if you're in UK or someplace. Would you like any other optional products? So you can add optional products into your proposal, which will be outside of your main, the final total in your BOM. You can do room-wise areas and items. You can exclude taxes and a ton of other settings. So we put in a lot of effort, over the last 4 years to try and understand how proposal creation works across the world and try and incorporate all different methods so that all of you can use this. No, does not matter what kind of way you calculate your labor margin or markup. Everything is built in. So we've ensured that by using this, you can be 100% certain that your proposals are accurate. You know exactly how much money you're making, how much money you're making on installation, how much money you're making on labor, how much money you're making on each item as well. So that's the accuracy bit. So you don't want to work on Excel sheets and end up creating inaccurate estimates. So this is where we come in. We do have automatic pricing from manufacturers for over 200 manufacturers. You can pull that from our dealer pricing feature, or you can manage your own pricing as well. We do have an integration coming up really, really soon with ADI, which will allow you to directly access pricing if you're an ADI customer.
Juan is asking, do we have integration with QuickBooks? Yes, we do have that. And it's actually great. So you now got a proposal and then transfer all that over to your QuickBooks, create your POs, and get paid.
So if you stay long enough, we can show you towards the end how we can do QuickBooks.
Rodney, right? Our county and city sales taxes treat the same as state taxes. So when you do the API pull, it's Valora API. So they do take care of the taxes. So we're pulling from there, and I've seen always it's accurate, because I know it gets very complicated with taxes, but that's why we're using API. We're not hard coding anything. So I'm very certain that it gets taken care based on where exactly the zip code lies in. But you can check it out yourself. So, you can try different combinations.
So we've sent the proposal to the client. When the client views it, it will come up in their email. You can also copy a URL from here. Copy a URL, open it up, and send it off in your email. If you don't want to send it off from our email servers, but it will go via your name, but you can just copy the URL and send it off from your email. And this is how it's going to appear to the client. So everything's worked out, pricing and everything is worked out in here. As you can see, this is how it will appear to the client. Very nice, easy, simple to use. Accessibility becomes easier. They just got to click on a URL and they can be on any device. And then the sign off is even easier. All they've got to do is just click on sign. They can draw it themselves if they wish to, or they can type it if they wish to. And they can also do initials and just click on sign and then click on accept. They can also decline it and mention a reason for decline, and then you will get an email alert. And then click on accept if they're okay to accept it, agree to the terms. And you will see these are legally binding digital signatures, and these will appear with date and timestamps. So I go back to the sign off page, you will see it appears with the date and the timestamp. Now you will see the client has seen the document. So if I go back to my dashboard, it will automatically move to the viewed stage. It will not be under accepted, because if there is more than one party which needs to sign it, X.doc webinar, it has moved to viewed. So I need to sign it internally as well. So let's quickly sign it internally.
And Joe Dorsey is asking question, how do I assure that the proposal is internally reviewed and approved before submissions? So yes, Joe, we do have an approval feature. When we go back to the dashboard, we'll show you that.
Yep, so I can just show you that in a minute. So we have legally binding digital signatures with date and timestamps for every signee in place. And all I've got to do is now go back to the dashboard, and you will see that this document would have moved into the accepted stage.
John is asking, could there be multiple users? Can I work on one proposal while my colleagues work on theirs? So John, it depends how many licenses you buy. So each user gets their license, they have their account. You all will be under one big account, but listed as users. So yes, you all can make your proposal at the same time. It doesn't matter.
So accepted, you'll see the X.doc webinar has now moved under accepted. If you go under the activity logs, you will see all the activities, and every stage you're getting an email when the client has signed it, viewed it, and towards the end, client also gets an email that this document has been signed by everyone, and they can download a PDF if they wish to. So, and if you wish, you can also recall a document. It's easy. So let's say you made an error. It is in the send stage. You can just move it back to draft stage. If you move it back to the draft stage, we will send emails to all the parties involved that that document has been canceled or void, and the URL will be invalid. So that's basically, we had a lot to show in x.doc. So that's basically everything what we do using the Tapas framework. As you can see, we've covered the tracking part. The accessibility is easier using the URLs. Acceptance is easier. Presentation is great. You have short encrypts templates, and you can send, you can design on top of them. Accuracy, we've seen all different ways. You can calculate your margin, markup, see all values, how much money you're making each proposal. And we've seen how you can use templates and how fast the whole thing is. While I've been working on this while talking to you, and it has just worked like a charm. So the tool itself is really fast. It also enables you to create proposals at speed. So the Tapas framework, so everything which we showed you is, is in line with, what we talked about at the beginning of this webinar. With the QuickBooks integration, does it automatically create invoice once accepted? Yes, it does. I can, let me, while Sahil takes some questions, I can probably, or we can do the QuickBooks towards the end. Let's go through the other stuff, and we can take that in Q&A part, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, so the next thing which we have on our list, as you can see, we've won multiple awards over the years. This year itself, we won three prestigious industry awards. So you can be rest assured that if you choose XTEN-AV, it is one of the best platforms. It has been renowned in the industry. It has been appreciated and acknowledged by the major publications in our industry. At Infocom, we showed this and we won the Best of Show award. We've also won the SCN Stellar Service Award this year. And as you can see, there are a bunch of testimonials in here. As you can see, these are all the people who have used our, some of you might be on the call as well. If you are, just raise your hand. Yeah, so there are hundreds of people using our tools, not just x.doc, even x.draw, and they've been super, super, super duper happy. So yeah, so that's it. Before we move on to the Q&A, Sahil, you want to talk about this?
Yeah. So, okay. So we want to kind of make it sweet for everyone, because you spent your time with us listening to our stories and looking at our software. We want to treat you with something special. So just for this webinar, we have this offer, and trust me, we're not a discount store. We don't really do this. We are offering an additional 20% discount on our annual plan. So our annual plans are already 25% off of monthly, and this is another 20% off on top. And this comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you buy right now, it will come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you get 20% off on all the plans. And you get, if you could see, additional benefits. These benefits are generally not available for single or business user. It's for bigger corporate clients, which we're including in this just for this webinar. So which is unlimited onboarding and training. So let's just say if you had 5-7 users and you did your onboarding in chunks, we wouldn't mind. We'll do that. Any new person comes in, you need training, we'll do that for you. That's the link we're going to share in the chat, and you guys can buy right now. I mean, now everyone's got credit card, I know. While Web is showing you the plan.
So it's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you've got nothing to lose, and the pricing benefit which you've seen already, it's just tremendous. So our annual plans are already 25% discounted. And as you can see, the enterprise plan, we are giving these features, which is basically the unlimited training and support, onboarding, dedicated customer success manager, priority support and issue resolution. If you face any issues, you will be on top priority, phone and Zoom support. And this is only available for the first 20 people on this webinar. We have 70 plus people who have joined on this webinar. And I know a lot of you are first time users. So there's nothing to lose, guys. So if you sign up for this, you get this for one full year. You get unlimited training, onboarding, all enterprise plan support features. And all you've got to do is, it's a 30-day money back guarantee. All you've got to do is the link which I shared in the chat, app.x.doc. Just click on the link and it will open up the page from where you can buy. And you can just click on buy now. So basic plan will if you're just 1 to 4 users, small company, you can buy the basic plan. And 1 second. So you can
I see
how many.
I see John Samuel says, whoa, discount. I've been using x.doc for 10 days. It's already saved me a lot. I'm purchasing this right now. Perfect. So it looks like we got 19 slots left. Guys, we're only doing this for first 20 because we know our resources we have for your onboarding and dedicated CSM and all that. So we're not just opening this floodgate. So it's only 20 slots. Aaron Jones, is there an access code? This link is the access code. We put it in the chat. Maybe we just put the link again. Maybe some people are not able to find that.
Let me put the link again. So you can see the link again. I just put it in the chat window. I'm going to put it again. Just click on the link and it's in there. I need to submit a request to the finance department. It was small, but will grow many licenses. I'll be asking for enterprise plan. I don't know if that works. Darren, yes, absolutely, that works. So there's a 30-day money back guarantee. If you sign up by end of the day tomorrow, so you have full day tomorrow as well, full day today and full day tomorrow. You will get the link in your email as well. So yeah,
but then keep in mind,
2 people.
But then keep in mind, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It looks like there's 18 slots left. So Darren, well, just to be honest, some people, what they do is they use their personal card and then get it reimbursed from their company. So it's totally up to you if you want to do it that way.
Okay, so my link is not visible to everyone. Let me change it to everyone. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So this, hope you can see the link now. So this is the link you can see in the chat window. You can see. You can go inside the link and so this is the link. As you can see, I'm copying it again and I'm putting it. It's very easy. Just go under basic or business. So you can, if you're just a 1 user, 424, it's a 20% off of 531, which is already 25% off on monthly. So you're saving almost 40% and more on as compared to the monthly price. If you have 5 or more users, then you can buy the 5 user plan, which would usually cost 2241, will be just only $17.92. And as you can see, let me put the plan in chat window again. The link in the chat.
Also, I do wanna make it clear that this plan that you're buying, it doesn't only give you access to x.doc, it's for the entire platform. So you get the design platform, everything on it. So the design, the documentation, the CRM features, and the sign, the digital signatures, you get everything. We're not chunking these up and selling them, and it's not click and bait. You get everything. So
yeah, it's a 30-day money back guarantee. If you've got nothing to lose. If you don't like it, you can just you can just get your monies back. So anyway, so we will have we're already over time. It was supposed to be 1 hour 20 minutes or something, so we'll just do another 10 minutes of Q&A. So I know a few of you were asking about the QuickBooks integration, so maybe we can talk about that. Meanwhile, if you guys just hit us with questions, so we can answer any questions that you have right now. Sahil, you can go on and take questions while I pull up my QuickBooks account.
Yeah, I think Michael is asking is there a Xero integration? No, currently we don't have that. Like we mentioned, we have it's on our website too. We have a lot of integrations. I mean, we keep adding integrations every few months. So once enough customers request for some particular integration, we put that on our roadmap and we do it. Rodney, QuickBooks, we have integration with QuickBooks Online currently.
Yep, we do have integration with QuickBooks Online. I'm going to pull up my QuickBooks account and show you how that works real quick. So let me share my screen again.
Zoho,
so let's open.
Okay, somebody's asking Zoho. Yes, we do have Zoho integration.
So once you have an accepted proposal, first of all, you've got to go inside your account preferences, and you will see there's a QuickBooks option. So if it is unchecked, if it's not marked as green, you can just put in your QuickBooks Online username and password, and it will connect with your QuickBooks account. So mine is already connected in here. So now once you do that, under the accepted proposals, you will have an option to create and update a purchase order inside of QuickBooks, or create and update an invoice inside of QuickBooks. So you click on create update purchase order. And so you can create a new purchase order, or you can update an existing one. So you can do change orders as well. Then you click on create, and then you select the customer's name, which it will fetch from your QuickBooks account. And it will also fetch the account name from your QuickBooks account, and then click on next. And then for all the items in your BOM, you can choose, and you can select different vendors. It will also select, pull up the vendors from your QuickBooks account. And same way, you can assign to other vendors, and then click on create. Now this will create your purchase orders. So there are two purchase orders, 1010 and 1011 have been created successfully in QuickBooks. So let me go inside QuickBooks and go inside my expenses in here, and you will see purchase order 1010 to Ashish Sharma and 1011 to XTEN-AV LLC. Which you click on it, you will see a list of all your items in there, and with the cost prices which you have, and you have full flexibility to make whatever changes you want. Similarly, you can create invoices directly to a customer as well. So you click on create a new invoice or update an existing one, click on create. It will fetch which customer you want to send an invoice to. You can do a product only invoice, you can do a labor only invoice, or you can do a combined product and labor invoice, which is what I'm going to do. And then click on create, and it will create an invoice of all the items as per your proposals, which has been accepted. 1120 invoice number has been created in QuickBooks. So I'll go inside of QuickBooks and I will go back, and I will do invoices, and you will see 1011, which was the one, Sahil? 1012, right?
It was one. No. It was 1120. It was towards the bottom.
Yeah, this
1120.
is the one. 1120. So you will see you have the invoice has been created to the client, and you have all the details which were as per the proposal. So that's how easy it is. When we show this to people kind of fall off their chairs, because from your proposal tool, you can directly send an invoice, create an invoice within of QuickBooks. So we're going to do more integrations, like someone asked for Xero and some others. As part of our enterprise plan, we do custom integrations as well. So you can choose that as we go forward. So yeah, so how many of you have also bought the plan? So we're about to end the webinar. So have you guys bought the plan yet? Let me drop in the chat window again, the link. If you've not, Andy, it's okay. You can.
Sorry, Andy is asking, sorry, there's a question. Andy is asking, adding rooms and products to a new proposal. Is that a separate webinar? No, Andy, I believe we did cover that. Vib, I think some people probably don't know that, because we used a template, so they probably don't know how we can add products. So maybe we can just quickly touch on that. Andrew, is x.doc a separate app used for line drawings? It's not. it is on the same platform, so it's not like a separate app. It's just a separate button on the same platform, and it's all integrated. So you could start off the X.doc, do your line drawings and design, and then that whole BOM can flow to the proposal. So it's all one single platform.
Right.
With the business plan, do you get up to 25 users? Yes, but I mean, keep in mind that each license costs, additional, dollars. So yeah, you can get up to 25 users, because past 25 users.
So the price which we're offering right now. Yeah. So what I was going to say with the price which we're offering right now, it is inclusive of X.doc and everything which exists on XTEN-AV. It's not just for x.doc. So it's a great deal, guys. So I would highly recommend that you take it. If there's nothing to lose, you get your money back if you don't like it. So we're going to talk about the areas and items, right? How you can add rooms inside of areas and items.
David Hancock is saying paid. Okay, David Hancock, seems like you are one of the buys. David Hancock saying paid for the plan, but it still shows as if I'm on free trial. Don't worry, it just it will take an hour or two, and it will just upgrade you from the backend. So don't worry, you'll be upgraded.
Yep, David Hancock has
bought it.
Oh, awesome. So we have like 3 buyers already. Awesome. So if you have paid, we will get a notification internally, and our backend teams will upgrade your accounts. So it's a great thing that you guys have. Aaron Jones has also paid. Amazing, Aaron. Amazing. Thank you so much.
There's actually 2 more, so I see 4 already.
Awesome. Perfect. Awesome. Couldn't be better. So let me pull up. We had an open question. So guys, you can stay as long as you want. I know we are over time. You will get your certificates, CTS certificates over email and other details as well. But if you want to stay and if you want to see more stuff, we are here. So I can actually show you how we can do areas and items, and how you can add rooms inside of each proposal under areas and items. So it's very simple. So you have these plus buttons. So this is where you can select a new room, and inside of each room you can click on add item. You can select which room you want to add a product, and this is how you can just search for a product and add it into that particular room. So it's very simple and easy.
Kevin is raising hands.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So guys, so if you still want to buy it, I would highly recommend that you buy it.
We were not sharing screen. I was reading questions, but.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, even I didn't realize, because I was looking at the questions.
Okay, let me go back again then. Sorry about that, guys. We're just so excited. I hope we still have over 50 people with us. That's just amazing. You guys are liking it so much. So as you can see, you can add more rooms in here by clicking on the plus button, and just click on, give it a new name for the room. And this is how you can add rooms. And within each room, you can add a new product. You can select which room you want to add a product to, and then click on add item, and click on whichever product you want, and click on add, and then it will be added to your item, to your room. So that's how you add rooms and stuff. And you can also do proposal from a design. So for example, this is my X.doc design, which I have already created. As you can see, there are a bunch of documents which I've already created in here: line schematics, signal flow diagrams, everything we have done in here. It just pulls up. So you have single flow diagram, automated rack elevation, and speaker layout. So from here, you can click on create new, and it will take you to the templates page, and you can select the template. You can start from scratch, and then from here, from inside of a design, you can create a proposal by clicking on the proposal tag. So it will automatically transfer all your items from that proposal into from that X.doc design into the proposal tool. So that's how you do it. You can also do a proposal for the entire project as well. So this is your project page, and you can click on create proposal and select which designs inside of that a proposal, or rooms with where you've already done the drawings and the BOM. And then you can select the template. And let's say I want to do this, click on use and click on create. And then it will create a proposal with all the rooms for you. So that's how you do it. So we have some more chat. Headed to a meeting, but great to catch up on the platform. Mark Robert paid already. Thanks, guys. I paid as well. Marius, thank you so much, all of you guys. You will get all the info. Awesome. So this includes full engineering program as well. Yes, in this price, guys, you get everything which exists on the platform. So you get X.draw, you get everything in this. So dealer pricing, currencies, everything, X.draw, x.doc, everything is included in this price. So this is a great deal. And as I told you already, it's a 30-day money back guarantee. Plus you get all these 4 priority support features. It's just amazing. I don't think that you can get a better deal out of this. So are there any more questions? Kevin has mentioned a question. You mentioned integration with ADI pricing coming soon. Which vendors, manufacturers, distributors do you integrate with right now? So we have over 200 manufacturers which we already integrate pricing with. So if you'll go under your account and if you'll go under your settings, you will find a feature called dealer pricing. And from here, you can pull pricing from XTEN-AV, and you can select which brands you want. You can do search of the brand which you're looking for, and I agree, and click on submit. Once you do this, we will get a request for the pricing from you, and you will get a list, all the brands which have requested pricing. And once we get an approval from the manufacturer, you get the pricing from them automatically updated. So this is the way we do pricing right now. All right, guys. So that's a long webinar. There are still around 50 people on the webinar. I really appreciate all of you guys. So last call. I'm going to share in the chat window. The last call, if you want to buy, this is a great opportunity. Yep. If you want to buy.
Sorry, there's a couple more questions. Can we send our price list and update? You can update them. Yes, we can do that. Absolutely. Can you create more than one price list? Yes, you can do that. What else? Yes. Do you integrate with vendors like ADI or SnapAV? We do have all of the SnapAV's data, but the integration with vendors, that is on our roadmap.
Actually, SnapAV, if you're a SnapAV customer, interesting fact, all of the SnapAV's pre-sales and design work is done on X.draw and XTEN-AV. So they have 20+ users using XTEN. So they're an enterprise customer. So we do have all the data of SnapAV brands and SnapAV products. We are also working with them to integrate their pricing and product availability as well, as we're working with ADI. ADI, we're working very closely, and Snap One as well. So both of these are coming very soon. We have really very strong relationships with these people.
Will this be available to watch later?
Field via iPhone. You can, it's not recommended on phone, but you can definitely view the proposal on the phone. Editing might be a little challenge. It is optimized to work on every device. But one thing I can promise is that viewing, once you complete a document, viewing is a lot easier. For editing, you can try if you get used to it because it's optimized, but the best experience is on a laptop or desktop, right, Sahil?
Yeah, and then tablets work too, but phone might, phone might not be the best thing to do, but you can definitely view it. How can I add products to my library from XTEN library? These questions are more on the design side, but it's just click of a button that you get an option to just copy all your products from XTEN to my library.
So let me share my screen again. So you can sign up for more of our content, more of our webinars. You go on XTEN-AV.com. You will find an event section. This is where you will get a list of all the upcoming webinars. So we do a full webinar just about X.draw, which is coming up on November 8th. And again, we're doing a proposals webinar on November 22nd. There is a higher ed AV collaboration which we're doing. And this is going to be really interesting. We'll have the HETMA people on their Higher Education Technology Managers Association. And this will be where we'll be talking about, why XTEN-AV is great for higher ed AV projects or users, because we are one of the most popular for colleges and universities platform we are. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining in. If you like the session today, just drop in. I know very few of you are online, so just drop in a Y and then you can drop off. And thank you so much for joining in. If there are no more questions, we can just sign off. So thank you so much, guys. I can give a shout out to Mason Onstott, Paul Spence, Ricardo, Robert Duell, Shrishti, Larry Hansen, Christian Davis, Kevin Heidbrand, Yuan, Joshua, John Samuel. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all of you guys joining in. And you'll get the recording, and you will also get the link to sign up to the plan by you have till tomorrow to sign up, and first 20 users only. We already have like 5-6 people buying in already, so you have still only 15 more people can buy it. So just see if you can do that. All right, guys, thank you so much. I hope you liked and enjoyed the session. We'll see you the next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.